Whew, okay, now the Momocon is over. It's kind of the state of everything. And you gotta slowly put stuff together. Sorry, put stuff back so that it's all together next time. So one suit, second suit. You know, definitely gonna wash these and then I hang them up. But before I did that, I feel like it might have been useful to just kind of get a behind the scenes of how things look and what I got going on. So this is my X-Force Deadpool suit. Just wanted to show you, know, like here, these, wow, you can see the yellow where the paint's kind of come off after just like a full day of wearing it. But this is permanently attached to the glove using barge contact cement right there. Boom. And I did the same thing for the Shin Guards. Now these ones I made pretty well. Like I can almost slide on the ground in these and be fine just because they're thick and they're very comfortable and they're correctly placed. These ones are a little off. They're also a little thinner. These are my old ones. I think I tried to not go too thick, but I should have gone a little thicker. So anyways, that's permanently attached to the suit. And with that out of the way, got some boring stuff. Here's the two hoods. So again, both of these, the pattern was from GunHead Design, and I got them printed off at RaptorProps. You know, Atlanta United flag, whoop whoop, because I do like that. So a lot of this stuff is here because very first day when I wore the X-Force suit and my belt and everything that's attached to it was slowly coming apart, so I had to patch some things up there. And also I got a new belt buckle from this one from PhDPool. So really nice people. They actually told me a really cool trick where if you cast stuff in resin, you use steel wool to get like a nice shine in there, and then you polish it with this, I have a picture on my phone, but it's like a mother's, you know, that stuff they make for waxing cars. Well, they have something like a metal silver polish. It's not like silver leaf, but it's something to that effect. Let's see, where should we start? So, I think one of the coolest items that's really good for both suits is this belt and buckle and the pouches that I got from Gearbox Leather, right? So that's what you see here, right? So in addition to that, I have the two gun holsters here. I got both of these from Amazon. You know, I can look up, or if you do some searches, if you find something that looks like this. Now it did have the whole big old holster for holding a gun, but I ripped that off because, as you know, my Desert Eagles, which are, but yeah, so this is an old suitcase where I keep most of the props. I don't have that many, so it's fine. Right, so the guns, they can just be put on magnetically. Come at an angle, you can take them off. So the very first day I dropped one, just trying to go down the stairs. It fell out of my hand. And they also fall off, like, if I sit down and hit them, and also if I am coming down pretty darn fast. So while these magnets are good, the sizes that I chose might not have been the best ones. They should have been a little thicker. So I put on plastic just to prevent any chance of them coming off. But, you know, you can see like one of the magnets hidden right there. There's the other one, right? And there's one and another one within the holster itself. Yeah, so I got these Hello Kitty stickers off of Amazon as well. They've been really good. I gave some out to people, but they just kind of like beautify everything. I got the idea to do this from a guy on Instagram named Boss Logic. Kind of just makes really cool art for like trailers or movie announcements. And you know, I was like, yeah, I gotta put some Deadpool stuff, or Hello Kitty stuff on my Deadpool stuff. The Desert Eagles are also from Amazon. I painted them, and oddly enough, in Georgia, they apparently can enforce, at least in Momocon, people told me, like, you don't have to have this piece on it, which was bizarre. So I took it off because it makes pictures easy. Might depend on the con. Right, moving on. So one of the things that kept happening, so when I got this gun holster, one of the things I did is I got this stretchable material and added a piece that goes from, I can't show you because I put the duct tape on, but well, actually it's coming off, so you can see right there. It's Velcro, so I added Velcro to the end of this piece that came with the holster, and then it went around the gearbox leathers belt thingy and came back down and Velcroed in. Now, the amount of Velcro that I had was pretty narrow, like that much on the two pieces. And it kept coming, oh, I'm zoomed in, weird. It kept coming off, and this was really making it annoying to wear this costume. Like, you know, the guns add a lot of weight, so the very first time I ever wore this whole getup, it was fine, it was for a parade, it survived the parade perfectly. But it's because I didn't have the guns on. So what I just did is, yeah, it's this Gorilla Glue duct tape. Man, this stuff is great. It also kind of has like a cool pattern. So I put that around to really like secure that connection of the Velcro so it never comes off. And then I stuck a sticker on because, you know, it looks dope. Metal magnets, right? Anyways, so that was really, really great because like the next day after wearing that X-Force suit and stuff coming off, like the next day when I wore the red one, not a single time did I really have a problem with it, this whole setup. Let's see. So as we are talking about this, Gearbox Leathers belt, one of the things, if you guys get this, which I really, really love the way this looks, I think I really recommend it. So I was laughing because I did like 2 weeks where I just like worked out every single day preparing for Momocon, and like I really think the suit fits better because of that. Especially because like this belt, it can be tricky because it's very tight on you, and it's either gonna be like super tight and you're gonna be showing just a little bit unless you're like super shredded, or you know, you're gonna have it loose, it could be falling off. One of the things you can do to help with the fit though is I added a foam piece here and a foam piece here. Those are my sides, and then really just like right up front, so any of the stomach doesn't come off too much. Again, this is so like it doesn't have to be super uptight on you, but it looks like it is, and it's still holding on really well. The other thing this allowed me to do is when I was at the vendors, so again, this is from PhDPool. When I bought this, they had like 4 holes, so I put in 4 magnets in here. That's what a lot of that stuff is there from, and the drill is from. And I put in the magnets, you know, into the foam piece in behind here. And then I put actually like a bigger one later on because it wasn't sturdy enough with just the 4. So, you know, right now I can just do that. And it stays on really well, unless something like knocks it off. But I never had a problem with it coming off a single time. And boom. So you can actually, potentially, if you do this, you have a little foam piece hidden, which is better for the fit, better for the appearance. It allows you to have these interchangeable belt buckles if you want to do different versions of Deadpool, and then just take it off and do the original. The tape here is so that it doesn't rub off. Also, the tape is how I'm holding on these foam pieces. I didn't barge it. I didn't want to make this permanent. And it works really well. It comes with pouches. Usually these pouches, so the X-Force one, I did it where I had no bags, only like the whole outfit. That was the only thing I had on me, and it worked really well. I would have like my wallet, my keys, and then like a cable for my phone so that it wouldn't die. And usually I have my cards, so you know, guys should definitely make cards if you ever want to easily find your stuff after a con, because this is like what you hand to a person, and then they can tag you and stuff. And well, other people have their own, so like you can find them. These are the different places I checked out while I'm Momocon. Just a couple of nice prop shops. Another cosplayer so I could tag him in. This one actually, I do remember, stuck out a lot to me, the Go Big or Go Home cosplay, because they had really awesome items, but they also sold the kits for them. So you didn't have to, for example, like this gun might be like $250, but you can buy the kit to like make it, to like put it together and finish it and paint it like yourself for $100. That's a lot less. This guy had like a really sweet Sonic. Also check him out on Facebook. He makes really cool compilation videos. Attack the Blurs, 2 really great costumes, Thanos and Dora Milaje. The Gearbox leather, a pouch for the phone, is pretty tight, so when I do this, I have an iPhone X and I can put it in if it's out of the case, which is just worth keeping in mind. I think it could be a little thicker in the future. That's one of my comments. So the same thing here with the Velcro and the tape. Now, as we go down to this fucker, this piece is like just above the knee, And it is something that I was trying to be smart about how I keep it on without it sliding off. Originally, I put in like some foam pieces, and they work. It didn't work really well, so let's just be honest. So I took those off because what I eventually did is someone also mentioned that, like, in the movie they do have straps holding it. So I got this like adjustable fabric from Joann, and again, it would wrap around the gun holster and the lower piece within this track right here. But because it was Velcro the way I made it, again, it has the potential to come off, so I just did another batch of the tape, putting Hello Kitty on. Same thing here. Also, so that these don't slide up or down or side to side, on the inside here I just took the same thing. I took that tape, I wrapped it around itself, and put it in, so it's holding it in place. But I can also take it off later if I want to. Alrighty, that's the belt out of the way. What else? So I talked about the guns real fast. These are these Cybertron. The spelling's weird. It's not like the Transformers, but these are gloves that I got off of Amazon. The reason I have these as opposed to like making them like I did here with the X-Force gloves is for my red suit. The fingers have come off, like these three, over time because I was pretty damn irresponsible with how I was using them, but I was having fun. So that covers up my exposed fingers, and it still kind of looks like the movie thing. I could make it look better, but that's what it is for now. This is on Instagram, pool_PPP_pools Faceshell, and he has an Etsy shop called PPPpropshop. As you can tell, it is a nice Faceshell that I actually painted black. The reason is because I did a lot of work on this to make it fit me and my needs exactly like I wanted to. So one of the things I did is like I made the chin a little less pronounced, made this taper more to my liking. I added a bunch more holes so that this thing, it really does breathe wonderfully. I'm amazed at just how like these holes that are right here on the nose like don't show up in the pictures. So potentially I could add even more holes, like some of the Spider-Man face shells that they have a lot more. I also made this fin a little more pronounced than originally and a little higher up in the top here. The reason for this is just looking at some Deadpool pictures. I really thought that that was more accurate without necessarily being too accurate. Accuracy isn't really my whole thing. It's more of what's fun and what looks cool. But the way I made this is like there's one foam piece on top, and this one on the side, two down below, and there's like a tiny bit of balsa wood right in here, right? So there it is. I've talked about this before. I added some magnets, the face shell holds the eyes. Here are my X-Force ones. Yeah, red eyes. Oh my god. So this is like a box of pieces and current projects. Oh, here's a pattern. So I have this like craft foam sheet. This is a pattern for the glove. I'm hoping I could just make a bunch more and then I could just give these to people so they can make their own. But, if you know the dimensions, I could just probably scan this and then because of the craft foam piece size, exactly what you need to come out. It might vary by your hand though, so that's worth keeping in mind. This is I guess I was gonna remake the sheath for the knife and the knee guard, some fabric. What was I looking for in here? Oh yeah, I think this is where I put my, maybe it's not. I thought this is where I had my movable eyepieces, but I probably put them in there. So those are, I think, improved where they could be used, but let's check. These are, I got these at Momocon last year. They're just like some resin printed, what are these, Kunai Blades that I painted and did some finishing on. This is because this is what indicates to the con that I am safe. The old scabbard, that is the scabbard that I'm keeping and loving. I wish I remember the details, but this is some kind of nice hard oak. The reason I'm keeping this one is the balsa wood I made just feels weird. I like the, it is freaking heavy, and one of the things about the whole Deadpool thing that is least favorite to me is just how much this adds in terms of weight and everything. But this is oak floorboard that I made into swords and painted. You can see the, like, from going in and out, this paint that I did with just like a Sharpie oil pens, oil-based pen, so just like these two. Slowly coming off. What I was trying to do to help with that is like on the inside here, there's like a little bit of electrical tape to make the sliding a little less pronounced and effective. Hello Kitty sticker, of course. These are, you know, after you paint it, it goes down a little bit, but they're pretty sharp. I have an orbital sander and a belt sander that really helps with that. From the makeup, right, there's like what, how many sheets here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. That's a lot. So the other build I had is much better. Also, the other build, I used just like 1, 2, 3, I think I have some right here, of these square magnets, kind of something like this, what's inside here, which I'm going to rip out and reclaim, because I was doing something there that just looked bad. Oh, it was to hold my teleport. But yeah, so that's the scabbard, and I use these big old circular magnets, which are not necessary. The smaller ones are much better, and they're much lighter, and they're much thinner. Like as you can see, this backpack, ah, Jesus, that holds everything together. It's pretty thick. You could have this be like there, and then it's much less pronounced. You can see this on my back pretty well from the side. Isn't my favorite thing, but it definitely, this will never really come off my back unless like I purposefully take it off. Right, so it's like these, oh shoot, I don't have a label. But it's this stuff at Joann's you can get. They come in like different widths, and also like this one's nice and cloth and soft and wonderful. It's stretchy fabric. So 2 go around my shoulders, like underneath the arms, and not around the neck like I had the original build, which was really dumb. So let me see. Oh, Jesus. 1 second. So that goes on. So then the only other thing is, so that it doesn't move side to side on this lower part, this wraps around my ribs. And this piece of Velcro is that less fuzzy one. It actually just like kind of grabs this fabric. The reason I do this as opposed to like putting on a second piece right here and then putting it on and only being limited in where I can hold it, is it just, there's less of it. So that when I have the suit on, you actually don't see this strap as much. Oh no, something's stuck here. Get all there. Ooh. Magnets. This is my other face shell from Mr. PPPpropshop. This is the one that has magnets here and here and here and here, and it lets me put the spikes on. You can just tell from them. This one's a little different because I oversand it. Oh no, this is what you get when you are not careful with your stuff. You make it very thin. Oh boy, just noticed that. I'm gonna work on that. I think I'm gonna do the same thing I did here. Just add some foam. It's never a problem when you have a solution. Ah, boom. The movable eyepieces. The ones that I actually worked on a lot and got pretty settled on. I just kind of didn't want to go through the effort of putting it on my face. But so I had this craft foam. I had a couple pieces here so that it would prevent this from sticking to that magnet, that to that one, which was, man, it's a really good idea I had, but it was tricky to execute in such a, I work rush. I don't think about things too much, so I just kind of go for it. I feel like if I tried it right now, this would actually work really well because of all these little pieces I made. I also like, you know, this is just basically like craft foam wrapped around itself and super glued, so this magnet shouldn't come out, which was another problem I was having when I was using electrical tape. But I don't know, the other eyepiece is in here somewhere. So you can make this just out of craft foam, painted. The things here is like Velcro. I added like a little thicker piece than I had originally, so it holds better. As you do this, if you just like cut it a little bit of strips in, it helps with bending. So, and you just, when you hit it with the heat gun, same thing here for this strap that goes around your shoulder, it'll hold the shape really well, you know, like it's pretty bent already. This was made using, oh, here we go. It was this stuff. So this is called, oh my gosh, gourd? What Gourd Vibration Tamponing. I got this off of Amazon. It's not craft foam. It's like EVA foam maybe, but it's like really thin. So basically I have 3 layers. I think it's 3. 1, which really isn't much, but it's just this one little piece for appearance. Then there's a big piece that goes all the way around. And then there's just like 3 cut out smaller pieces that go on top. And this is all barged down and then painted. So this is one thing that I recommend. In the movie, the original or correct version, this stuff is not stretchable. It's like this, whatever, you know, that thing. I don't have the word for what this is because I don't remember. But remember how I was showing you with my straps? Here for this stuff, these things. You can also get this. It doesn't look like the movie version, but it's stretchable. I would recommend that because this will stay on you better. Anyways, like, so that's barged on the bottom. And on the front side, I have Velcro here at the very end that is able to go on the inside of the belt and Velcro in. And it works beautifully. On the back side, I have Velcro that goes around the belt and then Velcro's on itself. Right, so it makes a little loop, which it won't even come into play because of the way I have it set up. The real thing that holds it all together right around here, which is where my scabbard comes. So when on the inside of the suit, little backpack holds the scabbard, the magnets, they push this together like a sandwich it, and this doesn't move. That keeps this on so beautifully in place that even though there's like nothing on the inside here on your shoulder attaching it down, it will not move off. When you don't have the scabbard on, it's gonna slide down your shoulder like so much of the time. Let's see, what else? We have the Shin Guards. So here I actually went over these. Originally it was just like one piece of one piece of foam that I bent and formed into a little tube, and then made it fit my leg perfectly as much as I could. What I've actually done since then is added more of like the craft foam to give it like a 3D shape. So you see these pieces on top, and I painted, and it is held together by one thing of a zipper. Same thing here. I think I showed you this strap that goes around the front. It just clips in. This part isn't really stretchable. It's maybe just a tiny bit here, but this one has a pretty big stretchable part. That's for my regular Deadpool outfit, and this is my X-Force one, which is really originally made for just punk pool. That's why it says punk pool as the whole image, but you know, people don't really notice. I repainted this so it looks much better, but it was pretty dark, so then I went over with silver leaf rub and buff to give it this little metallic finish. And just like in the other ones, it's a zipper holding it. Please, if you do this, orient to the zipper. This is the open end is towards the bottom. So what you do is you slip this on your leg, and then once it's on, you actually put the boots on, and then I zip it down over the boots. Speaking of which, here are the boots. I got this off of eBay for 30 bucks. I mean, you know, just the boot itself. A couple things after I got it. So I ripped out the built-in Kung Fu shoes from my red suit, and the X-Force one doesn't have it. Right, so this one is my actual shoe size because I don't have the built-in shoes anymore, and these fit great. They're so crazy light. That's the real benefit of this. I cut the shoelaces so this would fit better. I cut this top part. As you see, it's all frayed because it was a little bulky, and it made this shin armor not really, like, it was sticking out and wanting to like break apart here at the bottom. It wasn't as tight as I wanted it. So I basically barged down this piece of foam. You know, you can see like there's a little bit of 3D-ness to it. Like I did a little box around it, just some pieces. And this is also foam that goes around. So originally I thought I could just like put it together here in the back, but I can't really slip my foot in that way. So what I did and have it tight. So what I did is actually, like, I now have it connect here in the front. Why is it so hard to get this to focus where I need it to and be bright enough? And there's a piece of Velcro here and a piece of Velcro here. So when I'm done and my foot is on, I just Velcro it together. You can see this line, but you know, it's very functional. Same thing there. I think, yeah, this is the one actually. So somewhere along the line, I lost these two pieces. That's just like drawn in with a Sharpie pen. You can't even tell. That's awesome. One of my old guns. This is my teleporter, which after painting and some stuff just does not work very well. Maybe it's the magnets. It's kind of crap at the moment. I screwed it up. Some old speakers, which I just now remembered exist. Clipping together. I think they're hot glued, which isn't the best way to hold it. I improved on one of my old gloves, which I'm missing a second. Some random stuff. Did we cover everything? We talked about all the stuff. I have a kitty backpack. Really nice. All right, speaker. Ah, that's the thing. I don't really have a speaker now with all my get-ups. I need to. Oh, we didn't talk about this. Oh, I guess it's still charging. So this is the power depleter that really, it just makes those suits look perfect with the mask because it can hide the little line where my detachable hoodie slips in, and I never have a problem. This looks really great too. It also lights up. So this is, if you go on Amazon, you can get the base piece for this for like 20 bucks. It is like a runner's safety hip strap that I just like cut off the adjustable part that would fit your hip, and now it can fit my neck. So you can see that that's what the inside here is. So it's just this piece that has this already built in, so like all of it around lights up, as you can see right here at the end. And I put some Velcro so that I can attach it on the neck, and on the outside it's just like, I mean, if you can do it accurately, I did a couple different pieces, but it's just like one piece of foam that's been painted and barged. Barged is the verb that I use to describe using barge cement to glue stuff down. And man, this comes off so easy. I can put on my mask and take it off like in 10 seconds. Because that mask is really good. I always have the hood already on, so I don't have to like do it in pieces. So I just like slip that on, put this around my neck, and I'm like ready to go and take pictures. Yeah, that's the behind the scenes. I'm gonna go wash those and hang them. Most of the stuff's gonna go in here. Some goes in the closet. Some stuff that I might not use, like my noob things and whatnot, they're all in the attic. That's my panda outfit, which I'm going to dye red. Creepy panda. And have it be PhDPool. I guess the only things that are missing for that is a new belt that I'm going to make out of foam, be like a little larger than life. So super glue for things like plastic and magnets, barge for any type of fabric stuff you have. This drill is very useful for cutting into resin, into Faceshell and this belt buckle. Otherwise, you know, like sanders, those are kind of the tools you have to have. And another X-Acto knife for cutting foam. This thing is really amazing if you want a straight line for cutting foam. I mean, it's worth the investment. This one, not so much. This is great for paper. It's like a little, what is that called? Protractor? No. It helps you like put a point down and make a little circle. I'm just gonna let Hip Hop Trooper sign us off. Peace.